morning, everyone. Namaste. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael to cleanse the space, to clear out all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with his blue seal, as well as I'm going to call in the Pleiadians. We're going to be reading out of my first Pleiadian book I ever was guided to get back in 2021. And it's the Pleiadian Workbook, My Awakening, My Divine Ka. And it's by Amora Kwanyan, which is awesome. And we currently are still learning about Chapter 4, Ra Speaks. And it states, at the end of the 26,000 year cycle on Earth, there were less than 1,500,000 humans left on the planet after the destruction brought on by the pole shifts and the Earth changes at that time. This may sound like a lot, but when you consider that people were spread out over the planet and prior at that time, the population on Earth had been close to 200 billion people, of those human remaining in a few numbers. The collective higher consciousness was not developed at the time, but it did exist. And the consciousness requested that mystery schools be established in every culture on the planet. All the people on Earth to have equal opportunity to learn and grow. As younger souls whose bodies had died on Earth, changes were reborn into Earth and the population began to increase again. The spiritual practices and the teachings were to be well established and to the lifestyles commensurate with the spiritual evolution and awareness. Even today, there are Native Americans and Mayan groups with histories of spiritual practices that are estimated to be roughly 25,000 years old. This is no coincidence. Pleiadian sirens and Andromedan teachers precipitated bodies and helped organizations, various civilizations such as Machu Picchu, Egypt, and even Atlantis. Lemurian had most of its landmass and population, but then Nadic temples and the teachings were preserved on what territory and still remained in Hawaii, Mount Shasta, California. So amazing. Different mystery schools were begun at each location, and although the information and practices overlapped, the orders of Melchizedek and temples of Elora were established in Atlantis. Although the use of crystals had been developed extensively and then lost in previous time, the use of crystals for healing and multidimensional communications re-emerged. Thoth brought solar initiation and consciousness to Egypt, along with the advanced spiritual traditions such as teleportation, telekinesis, and merkable travel through the dimensions and beyond time and space. The Great Pyramid was also constructed during this time period of the purpose of recovering and transmitting solar encodings and initiations for the people of Egypt and the whole planet. Sacred dreaming was taught in every culture and every evolved into shamanic practices, dreaming, healing, and other means of multidimensional travel and communications. So I'm going to leave it at that. I want to keep going, but it's just a lot to digest. And those places were just so cool. So if you ever think about traveling and you don't really know where to go, I would highly recommend Machu Picchu, Egypt, Atlantis, and then Mount Shasta and Hawaii. So I just love the Pleiadians. I feel if you are watching this still, you still know my stance that they were one of the first beings I made contact with. They started having me give Reiki to myself and my husband before I even knew about Reiki. And so I decided to get certified. I got probably 7 sessions of Reiki myself, and then got certified because I was starting to transmute it. And it's been as powerful as it was from the second I started doing it till now. 4 or 5 years later. So I love you all. I hope you have a blessed day, and namaste.